Hello and welcome to Merlins Brick News, the weekly show on all things brick building, where we talk about set updates and announcements from all the major brands, MOCs of the week, new LEGO ideas entries, however we will skip this part this week, and general industry news from time to time as well. Information is presented as always by setdb.org, the best source for set information on the internet. Let's get started as always with BlueBrixx in alphabetical order. So we have first an announcement of a couple of new sets actually. First one is the Medieval Housing Tower, a new set in the Medieval series from BlueBrixx. We are talking about the 105787. We do know that this set is going to have 2,480 pieces, so it's rather a large tower. It's designed by Matteo, obviously, as always with BlueBrixx. When they are in the announcement phase, we do not have a price point yet, but 2,500 pieces, I guess it's going to be around $100, like 4 cents a pop is usually what you pay. And yeah, I mean, it is quite a large tower actually, and yeah, it is for living purposes. So you have one room in the top, you have a basement, and then of course the staircase. And yeah, it is quite a nice tower, obviously from the optics point of view. I think it fits quite well with Blaustein Castle and other BlueBrixx medieval sets as well as expected. The next announcement is the BlueBrixx buggy in red with yellow roof, obviously from a very well-known German Italo movie from the, I don't know, 70s or so. Anyhow, it is a beach buggy. For all of you who haven't seen the movie, we're talking about the 105782, 712 pieces. Actually, I have my size messed up here. I have to fix this. I already saw this before. I should have done. Anyhow, designed by Adrian. And yeah, I mean, it's a beach buggy. I mean, it is an amazing historical car, if you will, made, of course, out of a Volkswagen Beetle back in the day. And I think, yeah, it's from a great era. Anyhow, let's move on to the next one, the Taipei 101. So obviously one of the highest buildings in the world, and BlueBrixx is doing a set in scale 1:500. I guess we are talking about the 105783. 4,886 pieces. Again, not yet a price point. It is designed by Anton, usually the designer in the BlueBrixx team doing all the architecture sets. And I mean, I've built actually the Willis Tower from BlueBrixx, same scale from back in the day. Actually, I don't know which one is that. So as you can see, tons of architecture sets, most of them actually still in announcement. Yeah, the Willis Tower I did build. They also did the Burj Khalifa. However, this thing had 7,342 pieces and is, I think, 1.70 meters in height. Quite crazy, but anyhow, here we go. Let's go back to the 101. The original one is 508 meters in height, has been built between 1999 and 2004. It has 101 it is 109. What is the English word for that, actually? Anyhow, where's the number 101 come? I forgot. Anyhow, doesn't matter. It did cost $1.9 billion, and it has been the tallest building in the world between 2004 and 2009. And because it's scale 1:500, I guess roughly we are talking about 104 centimeters in height. So it's quite a large set. But I think it's rather beautiful. I do like it more actually than the Burj Khalifa. In general, I'm not the biggest fan of this whole trans blue thing, but I think this one I do like. Still prefer the Willis Tower though, and I'm really looking forward to the Chrysler building that BlueBrixx has also announced. Anyhow, let's move on. There is an availability, and one I think a lot of folks have been looking forward to. The Wehrwalk extension for Blaustein Castle, the 105236. And BlueBrixx is asking for 190 euros. So we are talking now Blaustein Castle built in this way. Actually, there should be a picture by me because I did a speed build. I actually have built it this week. And We are now close to 22,000 pieces and 18 kilograms in weight. So it's a gigantic BMOS, and when you're done with it, it's 70 centimeters, more than 70 centimeters width and depth and height. And so it is a gigantic castle. So if you're interested into that kind of thing, you might want to look at the speed build video. You can find it. Just go to merlinsbrixx.com and should be one of the top entries. Anyhow, let's move on to CaDA. And CaDA, we have two announcements and also availabilities. First is the LEVC, so that's the London Electric Vehicle Company London Taxi, one of the classical taxis. We're talking about the 62004. It has 1,871 pieces. It is scale 1/12, so it does fit, for instance, with the new Cobi cars, that the series that Cobi, I think, started last year, right? With all the 1/12 cars, so it goes in the same direction. You can motorize it, so the motorized version is slightly more expensive. CaDA itself is asking for $85 US. I think that is with, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. I think that is without shipping. Anyhow, $85 US without the motor, and the motorized version $125. This has been designed by Markus Legel, so that's the same designer who did the classic sports car, which had a similar concept, so like a Technic foundation and then brick build, so similar to, I mean, the outside is, as you can see, is brick built, so it's similar to, for instance, CaDA Expert. However, it has a Technic foundation, and you can even motorize it. So it's like a hybrid, and I think this is something that this designer specifically really likes. And I think, yeah, it is an amazing model. I mean, all of these are rendered images. I think only, what is going on? Only this one looks like a photograph. And then you, of course, you have also telephone booths in classic London style. So really beautiful vehicle. We are talking about 4.5 cents a piece, so that's a good price, I would say, especially with all the quality that you get from CaDA. Pretty amazing set. I definitely intend to build it. It's actually already on its way on my desk. Anyhow, let's move on to the British Underground Street View, the 66008. So that is, I think it's inspired. I talked to the designer, Tobias Thieme, also here from Germany, like Markus. I talked to him briefly, and I think he has been heavily inspired by one of the original buildings around Piccadilly Circus Station. I think that it does not exist anymore. It has been designed by the architect Leslie Green, and I think this is what inspired Tobias to do this set. And actually, you can see this even, right? It's Piccadilly. Piccadilly Circus Station, Waterloo Railway, and I think it's an amazing building. It's not full modular scale. I mean, you can see this here. It's basically something like in the ballpark of 24 by 24 bricks, studs, I mean, of course, something like that. So it's not full modular. It's also actually not on a base plate. As you can see, it's on regular plates, but it's also not modular in the traditional sense, by means the outer walls are basically static, but you can remove, as you can see, the interior space is basically modular, and I think it is a beautiful design, and I'm so looking forward to build this one as well. It's actually as well on its way here. As you can see, has also a lot of jumper plates in, so it is minifigure scale. The idea is that you can put minifigure into this one. The only drawback, of course, is all the stickers. CaDA usually is focused on stickers. They usually don't have prints in their sets, and I think this one is going to need a lot of these signs and signatures. I mean, obviously, if you look at the newspaper stuff here, for instance, on the right, obviously you could use printed tiles out of your Lego collection, but I'm not so sure about the others. Anyhow, looking forward to build this one. I think this is going to be great. Then a couple of quick updates from Cobi. Just the US Arizona is now available, at least over here in Europe. I have not seen it yet in the US. We're talking about the 4843, and over here in Europe you can get it starting from 143 euros. And yeah, here we go. That's the Arizona, Pennsylvania. That is the executive edition. Is already out for quite some time. And now we have the standard edition as well. And then a quick reminder or a quick update on the Instagram channel. Cobi has also announced a few more sets, or talked about more sets, including 2 new Boeing airplanes, the 737-8, and I think there's also a Dreamliner that Cobi has announced. I think premieres to be be premiered in January 2023. So we're getting the first hints of what is going to await us going forward into next year. All right, here we go. That was Cobi. And then let's move on to Lego. And obviously we have like a million sets here. Lego has announced a lot of stuff for January 1st. Obviously, I've talked about a couple of these January 1st sets lineups already a couple of weeks ago. So this is like the next wave of announcements. More is going to come. I mean, actually, we'll not talk about all of them today. I actually filtered them a little bit, like the smaller sets I filtered out, especially in the city area, but also friends. But I think there's a lot of more than enough sets we can talk about today. So what do we have here? First of all, the 76248, the Lego Marvel, the Avengers Quinjet, I guess that's how it's pronounced. 795 pieces and 5 minifigures. And Lego is asking for $100 US. Over here in Europe, as always, we already have a lot of discounts. And anyhow, let's move on. So we have 5 minifigures in there. There's Thor, of course, in there. There's Iron Man in there. And the Iron Man minifigure is even a decent one with the new helmet that, for instance, I think that is the helmet that we also saw in the Sanctum Sanctorum. So yeah, rather pretty nice minifigure. I mean, from my point of view, I still believe this should have been the absolute minimum in the Hulkbuster set. But anyhow, we have Thor, we have Captain America, and all the others. So that is, I think, coming to the jet itself. Obviously, it has a lot of stickers, but I think for a playset, it has a lot that speaks for it. First of all, I do like the form, the shape. I think the engines are very well designed, look really nice. Like I said, I could live without the stickers. I'm also not sure if I really like the stand. It's quite simple, and I think for a playset, I'm not so sure, because for me this is a playset. It's not, especially with all the stickers and everything, it is not really a collector's set. And then I'm not really sure if I need the stand from that point of view. But I think as a playset, it should work quite well, especially in considering that you have also the interior. I think you can put up to 6 minifigures, I guess, in the back seats, and then of course you have the pilot. So yeah, I think nice minifigure collection, as always not as always, unfortunately, with many Marvel sets, not printed trousers. Only the torso is printed, usually for most of them. I mean, you have Iron Man and Loki, which are also, my point of view, the highlights. But if you look at Captain America and the others, yeah, that's unfortunately usually there are other series where they do this a lot better, including series that are usually much cheaper, and for instance Ninjago. Anyhow, let's move on to Marvel, the Hulkbuster, the Battle of Wakanda, the 76247, 385 pieces. That is really not much if you look how big this mech is. Anyhow, Lego's asking for $50 US. It has 4 minifigures. And it has a Hulkbuster, and a Hulkbuster that I would say from the proportions works very well, a lot better than the recent $550 set did. Obviously this one does not have light bricks, it's a lot smaller, it is definitely a playset, but it has great proportions, I must say. The shoulders look really great, arms, legs. It is a very well done mech, I must say, and it has 4 minifigures. Again, Marvel, yeah. I don't know. Look at the trousers. Again, nothing is printed. This is not good, but everything else, obviously, you can put a minifigure into the mech. It is minifigure scale, I would say, as far as I can tell. I'm not the biggest expert. And obviously, it is an Infinity Saga set, so I think it's like the 6th movie. I'm not so sure. It's a big battle of Wakanda, right? And these are these weird aliens that were sent into battle against Wakanda. Anyhow, defending one of the Infinity Stones. So then we have from Minecraft, the Deep Dark Battle, the 21246, 584 pieces. Lego is asking for $65 US. I don't know how it is internationally. Over here in Europe, Minecraft sets are usually, because they are so expensive for what you get, which is nice. I mean, what you get is great. You get regular bricks. You don't have that many Lego sets where you get just decent amounts of real bricks, but they're also very expensive. So in my experience, at least over here in Europe, you have the biggest discounts all the time. Like 40% discount is something that you see quite a lot on Minecraft sets. And I don't know why Lego is pricing them so high, because I think that's the problem. I think retail has real issues getting these into the market with the price that Lego is asking for. And you can see it in this set again as well. Yeah, it has big bricks, a lot of real bricks, let's say, like 2x4s, 2x2, stuff like that. But again, asking for 11 cents a piece is quite a lot. Anyhow, let's move on to the Panda Haven. This is actually one that I do like. Yeah, from the optics point of view, the Deep Dark Battle. By the way, I'm not a Minecraft player, so I don't know if these scenes are supposed to say me anything. But the Deep Dark Battle I found rather simple and a bit boring, I must say. But the Panda Haven I really like. You have a brick-built panda. It's really cool. We're talking about the 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, 553 pieces. And the panda is basically building, as far as I can tell. So you can live in the panda, and you can even change its position. You can put it on its, on its back, and you can then, I guess, adapt that you can use it as a building in different standing positions. I really like the idea. Like in the past, we had this, what was that? A pig, I think, right? And now we have this brick-built panda. It's actually it's a funny idea. I mean, it's not the kind of set that I would buy myself, but nevertheless. Then we have the Sword Outpost. We're talking about the 21244, 427 pieces. And this one, I think it's also interesting, right? I mean, everyone immediately recognizes the Minecraft sword. And so now you have a brick-built version. Of course, you have also the typical minifigure ensemble. By the way, I haven't talked about that much in the other two, because honestly, I don't really understand Minecraft minifigures and don't really know what they mean. But what you have in here, and I think that I've never seen before, you have also like kind of a Minecraft bird, as far as I can tell. At least something that is flying. That is new. I've never seen that before. But anyhow, you have 3 minifigures. You have the pig, and you have this green thing, which name I once knew but forgot, unfortunately. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Of course, as always in all of these sets, you have a lot of these Minecraft prints. So if Minecraft is your cup of tea, a couple of sets for you, including the Frozen Peaks. 304 pieces for the 21243. We are talking about $35 US. That's 11.5 cents a piece. It has a goat, and it has 2 minifigures, and again this creepy green thingy, and of course the small frozen mountain. It's one of the smallest sets in this wave, and yeah, here you go. I mean, the goat is actually the highlight, if you ask me. Then we have one Lego Technic set of reasonable size. There were a couple of tiny smaller ones, but this is the one I want to talk about today, the Bugatti. Actually, Bolini, that could be the German name. It may be that I do not have the English name in ZTB, not 100% sure. Anyhow, we're talking about the 42151 and 905 pieces, and Lego is asking for $50 US. What is my browser doing? Okay, here we go. And yeah, I mean, it is a Technic car. I think it has Hand of God steering. It has a ton of stickers. It has a Lego sticker in it. I think you don't see those very often, so that could be a highlight to use for other projects as well. I think even the Bugatti sign is a sticker, so that is of course a drawback. It is a sports car. I'm actually not that familiar. It looks to me personally like something that would, I don't know, drive in Le Mans or something like that. But again, I'm not an expert. But here you go, Technic racing car. I think that is the only larger, in quotes, I mean it's 905 pieces, announcement for this wave. Then we have one brickhead already. I think there will be also the Lord of the Rings brickheads. I will talk about those next week. Here we are talking about the Star Wars Tusken Raider, the 40615, 152 pieces, as always, $10 for a brickhead, and I must say I really like this one. First of all, I really like the Tuscans, especially, of course, since Book of Boba Fett. I think they have done an amazing job with the Tuscans there. And so it's great to have finally a brick hat. And I think this one is very well designed. We have 4 1x1 tiles, pad printed. And yeah, even the entire face and everything, I think it's a very well done job by the Lego Brick Hats team. And then let's move on to Ninjago, and obviously there we have a ton of stuff. We have Zane's Ice Dragon, 973 pieces. We are talking about the 71786. Lego is asking for $100. And I think it's a great dragon, great minifigures. We have a couple of new weapons as far as I can tell. These daggers look definitely new, but also this axe thingy and this sword, I'm not 1% sure, but definitely a couple of new weapons. We have an amazing dragon, if you ask me. I mean, this is 6-legged dragon, so more like a basilisk, I guess, but it has wings as well. So a Lego team is, as always, very creative, but I really like this dragon. First of all, it looks pretty big. It is white. That's nice to have for a change. A lot of gold pieces. I guess it's not metallic gold. My assumption is it's going to be pearl gold. Very hard to see on these rendered pictures. And what is cool, that you can transform this dragon to move upright. So it's like a 2-in-1 function. It looks to me, it seems to be completely rebuilt to walk like this. And what I really like about this dragon is the hat. I think it's again, I mean, I'm a big fan of the hats of Ninjago dragons. They're getting better and better. I really like the Evo Dragon concept, but this one here looks very well as well. Looks like a pretty angry dragon. And like I said, 2-in-1 function, as Lego points out here on the box. From my point of view, very well done dragon. Like the gold-white color scheme, like the hat, love the hat. And that it's 6-legged as well. I mean, it looks, make it look even more angry, even more like impressive. We should talk about the minifigures for a second as well. Actually, yeah, that's the new, and I've not seen this Ninjago series yet, so I don't know what these skeleton guys are called. But as always, and I talked about this before, I mean, if you compare this to Marvel, look at the prints, right? Even the hips are printed. The legs are printed, the hips are printed, torso. It's a typical amazing Ninjago paint job. I must really say, really amazing. We have a couple of new cool. I'm not new, but this helmet that this dude here, the second from the right, is wearing looks at least unfamiliar to me. Could be a great helm also for your high fantasy castle medieval collection. And yeah, here we go. New weapons. Amazing prints. What's not to love about this set? I must say I'm a big Ninjago fan. I mean, not so much about the series, but on the Lego sets. Anyhow, let's move on to 71785. Jace. How would she pronounce in English? Jace Titan Mac. 794 pieces. And Lego was asking for $80 US. Here I must say there's a color scheme is not really my cup of tea. Blue, white, it looks like, I don't know, for me that's more like space color scheme in the Lego context. But anyhow, of course it looks, with this color scheme, it looks more technical. It does fit her very well. Obviously, she's, blue and everything. That makes sense. We have, again, something like 5.5 minifigures. I don't know if I would call this thing a minifigure, but it does have legs. So I guess it is a Lego minifigure. And yeah, I mean, this thing can shoot. And the evil guys also have something like a catapult and can shoot back. And you have more or less, at least on the opponent side, a similar minifigure collection with all the helmets, everything I talked about before. You have 2 ninjas in it. So yeah, here we go. And then we have something that is actually quite interesting. I don't know. Please write me in the comments if I'm wrong here, but I at least can't recall that Lego has ever done this. We have a creative ninja brick box, the 718787. So that is a brick box like usually from I don't know, from the Creator series and stuff like that, right? So you have the box, but in the box you have not just regular bricks, you have a full Ninjago kit in there with a lot of minifigures, pupils, basically, new freshman ninjas, quite amazing, a lot of weapons, and several smaller buildings, a couple of vehicles. So I guess it's a good start here. Also, again, very well done Lego from the print job. So Master Wu, for instance, I think I really like the way this figure is printed and designed. Really great. And yeah, I guess that's the starting point for Ninjago collection. If you want to skip Creator and move directly to Ninjago, then here you go. And let's move on to Kai's Mech Rider Evo 71783. And yeah, not so much to talk about. 312 pieces, $45 US. That's actually quite expensive. Not sure if I like this set, I must say. I mean, yes, it's like a big hot rod motorcycle. I'm not 100% sure what it's supposed to be. Basically, it's like he is sitting in a mech, I would say, right? And the mech is steering the rider. I think that's the concept. Quite crazy, but hey, why not? Has 4 minifigures included, 2 of these skeleton buddies, again, more or less the same minifigures as in the other sets, and 2 ninjas, of course, including Kai. And then you have Cole's Earth Dragon. Actually, that's a dragon again, which is amazing. 285 pieces. We're talking about the 71782. Lego is asking for $35. And that actually I would prefer, because here you have a real dragon again. You have like one of these skeleton bodies sitting on a spider or scorpion, is it rather, right? So it's a little bit like a rider, right? Like, I'm not 100% sure what the idea here is. Again, I haven't seen this Ninjago's TV series. Is he sitting on a scorpion, or is he part of a scorpion? Like, lower body is scorpion, upper body is him. So again, like a little bit like a rider or something like that. I'm not sure. I would guess, based on what you see here, it's a regular minifigure just sitting on it. That's the idea. Anyhow, we have the dragon. The dragon has, I mean, it's like an earth dragon, I guess, and it has also a 2-in-1 function. I think the idea here is, as you can see here, that you can get rid of all the wings and everything. I guess it goes below the earth from time to time. Anyhow, it does not matter. So you have this 2-in-1 function, if you will. It's not the same as with Zane's Ice Dragon. That has a truly 2-in-1 function. Here it's just you can remove a lot of stuff if you need to go below Earth. But it's a cool dragon. Gigantic horns, also in gold, it seems, in pearl gold, I guess. Personally, I do like Zane's Ice Dragon more from a stylistic point of view, especially in the head area, but this one is pretty cool as well. Like I said, Ninjago dragons, what's not to love? And then we have Nia's Water Dragon, in my point of view, the weakest one of the bunch. We are talking about the 71800. 173 pieces. Lego is asking for €20. Obviously, it's the smallest one. And I mean, you get in such a tiny set for $20, you get 3 minifigures. I mean, 2 of them are ninjas and 1 of the evil guys, with a lot of these weapons, actually. That's amazing. They're like, I mean, he has 2 weapons in his hands and then 4 weapons on his back. So quite a collection, actually. And you have a dragon, right? With dragon head and everything. Like I said, from a optic point of view, it looks like one of the older dragon hats, just in blue this time. But I mean, you get a full-blown dragon, 3 minifigures, and a ton of weapons for $20. So that's not too shabby. So that was Ninjago, at least the sets I wanted to talk about. So let's move on to Monkey Kid. Never seen Monkey Kid, so I have 0 context. But anyhow, I do like the sets actually quite a lot. Monkey Kid's Team Hideout, the 80044, 1,582 pieces. By the way, all the sets I talked about are going to be released and launched 1st of January, at least over here in Europe. Monkey Kid sets also exclusive with Lego. You can't buy them from retail. But anyhow, we have the hideout here. Of course, we have all these Monkey Kid minifigures that, from my point of view, look all completely crazy, but they're pretty cool, actually. You have these bamboo trees, which I think is actually a very nice, but extremely simple building technique. But also you have here a lot of these bamboo pieces in, what is that? Is that lime? I'm not sure, but this could be really amazing to have so many of these. So that is great. I do hope that all of these signs here that we see in the center are pad printed. They better should be. I think 2x2 round tiles. Is Lego doing stickers for these? I don't think they do. But anyhow, this looks, at least to me, the pad printed. But of course, you have also stickers in here. But I think it's actually very, very well done set, I must say. The proportions I really like, the coloring I really like, and I think it's even a set that can live without the stickers, as far as I can tell. Not 1% sure. I mean, maybe some of these signs here you need the stickers, but nevertheless, it is to a certain degree modular, as far as I can tell. It has play functions in it, and it has this crazy bunch of minifigures, and I have no idea what these mean, who they are, but they look pretty amazing. And then you have the Monkey Kid Yellow Tusk Elephant, the 80043, 844 pieces. Lego is asking for $80, and yeah, I mean, lots of stickers, I would say, and I'm not sure how nice the set looks without the stickers, but here you go. You have a gigantic elephant, and it can shoot. There is like a million stud shooters in there, and yeah, nice ensemble of minifigures. Actually, I like this minifigure here. This black one looks like a djinn to a certain degree. I really like this lower half of the minifigures. That's really cool. But yeah, next to that, of course, then you have this amazing pilot, I guess, of the elephant, or dude sitting on the elephant, like with this elephant hat. Very cool mold, I must say. Again, I mean, Monkey Kid minifigures are all crazy, but this is a very cool mold here on this minifigure, right? I mean, I really like I said, I like this djinn lower half, and then you have this this elephant head of this minifigure. Pretty cool. All right, let's move on to Lego City, and here first we have the 60372, 823 pieces, the City Police Training Academy. Lego is asking for $100. That's actually, well, it's 12 cents a piece, so that's actually quite a lot if you ask me. I mean, there are a lot of minifigures in there. But yeah, here we go. For a change, we do not have a police station in this wave. We have this police academy. Obviously, a lot of, police academy vibes are coming back to me, like 80s. Back into the 80s, but you have actually quite a lot of different training stations, which I think is pretty cool. The folks can train in different stations, including even police riding force, which is pretty cool. And yeah, here you go. All in all, I don't know how many minifigures are we talking about. Let me go back to this picture. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minifigures at minimum. But yeah, I think the price, if you ask me, $100 for just 800 pieces. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of windows in there, a lot of panels, etc. But nevertheless, I think I keep repeating myself. In general, I do believe that Lego City, especially if you compare it to Ninjago, is not doing that well. From my point of view, it is in general pretty often slightly overpriced compared to Ninjago especially. Anyhow, let's move on to City Emergency Vehicles HQ, the 60371, 706 pieces. Lego is asking for $70. And that set actually makes a bit more sense to me. Anyhow, you have here your emergency vehicle, your police car, you have a fire brigade helicopter, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minifigures, right? So you have, including a robbery, so you have something to do for the police, and then you have this grill that is going, like this barbecue that is going crazy, so if the fire brigade is needed. So your kids can play multiple scenes. The building is relatively small, but you have 3 vehicles in it. And I must say that is actually something that I would prefer compared to the Police Training Academy, just because you have 3 vehicles. The minifigures are really, really cool, especially the fire brigade dude is really very well done, I must say. Do we have a picture just with the minifigures? Let's check. But do we have a larger picture here from him? No, actually, it's all the time sitting. Here you can see. I think there's even the legs are printed, which is great. And yeah, here we go. 5 minifigures, 3 vehicles, and a small building. And then you have the Lego City Custom Car Garage, the 60389, 507 pieces, $60 US. That's again beyond 10 cents a piece. That is actually quite a lot. But you have 2 cars in there and you can actually modify them and change them slightly. These are 6-stud cars, so not so like what Speed Champions used to be in the old days. And yeah, here we go. 2 vehicles. I think the 6-stud cars have the big benefit that they, I think, still fit reasonably well on the new Lego street pieces that they have since, or road pieces, I should rather say, that they have since, I think, last year, right? So yeah, from my point of view, I mean, it's not really, I'm not sure. I mean, real building, of course, I would prefer. On the other hand, if you look at Lego City pricing nowadays, I mean, for $100 or something like that, you usually get only very tiny ideas of a building. I would not even call them a building. But yeah, here we go. That was that. And then let's move on to the City Fire Command track, the 60374. And we are talking about 502 pieces and Lego is asking for $65 US. That is actually a lot of money for a single car with a couple of minifigures. And it's not even that many, right? It's 1, 2, 3 minifigures only. Basically 1 vehicle, a little bit of stuff like a drone, and then you have 3 minifigures. Again, Fire Brigade number 1 is has pad printed legs. The other 2 figures do not. I would say this one, I really like it from the optics point of view. I think it's a very well done truck. I like the idea of the drone. So that is all nice. You can basically shoot water out of the cannon on top. So I really like the axe piece. Quite nice, well done axe. I'm not sure if I've seen this one before. So that is all good. The price is just crazy. For me, that's like, it should be $10 below what Lego is asking currently, if you ask me. Anyhow, let's move on to City Gaming Tournament truck. The tournament, yeah. 60388, 344 pieces. Lego is asking for $40 US. This thing has even 4 minifigures included compared to the 3 from the Fire Command track. So from that point of view, you get already more for your money. So you're paying less per piece, but getting even more minifigures. And yeah, I mean, if gaming is your cup of tea, and I guess a lot of kids, right, are big gaming enthusiasts. So I do think it is a smart move by Lego to move into this. And yeah, it's like a gaming tournament, and it looks pretty cool, I must rather say, right? You have here this bricked game controller on top of the truck. Of course, it has a ton of stickers. Basically, everything here is stickered. But I think, yeah, it's very well done. Really like the prints of especially the 2 minifigures here down below. The 2, I don't know, one is, I guess, a fan cheering. The other one is the moderator, something like that. So yeah, here we go. Your gaming tournament truck. And then let's move on to the Lego City recycling truck. This one I actually really like. I'm not so sure if I like this new color scheme that they use, these turquoise color scheme. But anyhow, we are talking about the 60386, 261 pieces. Lego's asking for $30. Has 3 minifigures included. Pretty cool minifigures, I must say. Especially she here, this girl on the left. I guess based on her shirt and everything, she is like almost like a hippie. And of course, making sure that every garbage is recycled correctly. You have a cat included, and the garbage truck itself. And like I said, I'm not a fan of the color, but yeah, I mean, here you go. If you say, hey, I want to, I mean, if this is your cup of tea, right? This color scheme for a recycling truck, as it is called now, then yeah, here you go. everything else I do really like. And it seems there are a couple of pet printed tiles in there, right? Like this ticket and this to-do list. All right, let's move on from City to Lego Friends. Here we have the Downtown Flower and Design Stores. This is, I guess, the flagship Friends set in the new wave. We're talking about the 41732. It has 2010 pieces, so that's actually a lot. I'm not sure if we have ever seen such a big Friends set. Lego is asking only for $160 US. That is actually a pretty good price point if you ask me. If you just look at the price to piece ratio, obviously we don't know the weight yet. And it has a lot of small pieces. What I really like about this one, and I can't get excited enough about it, that is all like, this is grown-up brick build stuff. It's not like so many Friends sets, just a collection of a lot of large panels, but here actually there's stuff to build. I mean, 2,000 pieces, right? Like that's like an 18 plus set in many ways. And for a pretty reasonable price point, as I said before, there's like a million minifigures in it. Actually, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minifigures, cats, dogs, animals. It's all in there, and it's also to a certain degree modular, so you can, I guess, reshape it, bring it in different forms. And Lego, even if you look, you can see this pretty nice here on this picture that I'm showing right now. All the streets are all, built with tiles. I mean, this is amazing. Like I said, this is almost like a modular building. And in some ways, it's even better than a modular. And this I really like. I really like the building techniques here on the right building, on the black and purple building. You have brick built trees, actually in similar technique than what we had in the bookstore in the modular building a couple of years ago. So the buildings itself, I think, also look pretty beautiful. Yes, we do have large panels in some of the buildings, a lot of 6x6 panels. Okay, here we go. But in general, I really like the idea. I really like the concept of these grown-up, in quotes, Friend sets, where the kids have actually something to build and not just put a couple of panels together and then use it like, and then just play with it. But there's actually building involved. All right, let's move on to the Friends Organic Grocery Store, the 41729, 830 pieces. And Lego's asking for $90. That's actually sounds like quite a lot. You have a car in here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minifigures or mini dolls, I should rather say. And yeah, here we go. It's called the Fresh Market. And I mean, yes, it is a lot of windows, means a lot of panels, and there's also quite some brick building involved, and it has a fully tiled floor. Again, I really like this idea to do this in these kit sets as well, because first of all, it looks beautiful, and B, it makes it a nice transition into the sets when they get older, right? Into the more grown-up sets, like modular buildings and stuff. There's also like a ton of prints in there. I mean, look at all these 1x1 round tiles. They are all printed, like what I guess these are donuts and cookies and stuff. You have here the milk boxes, the 1x1 bricks. I guess all of these are printed as well. So it's like a million prints for such a set. I'm not so sure about these Gubble Bubble tiles. I mean, from my current perspective, I mean, if you compare it to this sign here on top where you have clearly a sticker, this one looks printed as well, which is amazing. The egg boxes, on the other hand, look stickered again. So yeah, that's to be figured out where we have prints and where we have stickers, but I really like what they have done here. This is amazing stuff. Great set. Friends is really coming around. I mean, if you would have asked me 1.5 years ago, I would say, okay, I don't know what Lego is doing with Friends, but that Friends is on a very dangerous path. But I think it has done a real great comeback. And you could see this already throughout this year. So in general, 2022 was really the year, and 2023 seems to a continuation that Friends is really doing well. I think, in my personal point of view, Ninjago has been always great sets, great price points. Friends is now really coming back, great sets. Where I see the biggest issues right now in the kids lineup from Lego is actually City. But okay, let's move on to this one. Here we are talking about the mobile tiny house, the 41735, and we're talking about $75 US. That's 8.3 cents a piece. Not too shabby. You have 3 minifigures in here, like a million pets. Like I don't know, a very fat cat. The cat really looks amazing, actually. You have like chipmunks and bunnies and I don't know, turtles, a lot of, and of course you have the mobile home, and of course a car to tow it, or a truck, I should rather say. And it's really nice, I must say. Even here, I mean, if I compare this to the Friends bus from a couple of years ago, I think Lego is still selling it. I would actually prefer this one. I think this one has just a nice language. And it looks it's very well done. It has a lot of function. You can open it, as you can see here. I mean, obviously it's quite simplistic, but even here, like, I mean, look in the bathroom, completely tiled floor. I'm always a big fan of that. I guess you recognize. And yeah, also the kitchen is very well done. I mean, yes, a lot of stickers, not many prints in here, but I really do like the approach. And you know, you can drive around with it. You can use it as a small and tiny home. And the whole tiny home ideas, I think something that is very nice that Lego is picking this up as a set. Let's move on to the Cat Hotel with the 41742, 445 pieces. And Lego's asking for $30. That's 6.77 cents a piece. I just can't believe it. It's I think this is a real bargain, and it has only 2 mini dolls, but it has a lot of cats in it. And we have like a princess cat, and we have a fat cat, and it's I don't know. I really like it, actually. It's a nice set. I mean, it's tiny, right? The building itself is quite tiny, but you have a tree in it. There are limb elements in it, and not such a small number. So I would say in 2023, for $30, you get a lot of stuff, I must say. And a lot of cats. So if that is your thing. And then let's move on to the Friends skate park. The 41751, 431 pieces. Lego is asking for $50 US. And yeah, you have 1, 2, 3 mini dolls, a wheelchair, a scooter, and a building, and the skate park itself. And of course, the skate park has these gigantic ramp elements. I don't know if they are new. I personally haven't seen them before, but that doesn't mean much. And of course, when you're talking about price points, you have to include these as well. I think there are 3 of these skating ramps, I would call them. You have a couple of large panels, windows, etc. So that is more like a traditional, in quotes, Friends set, as we have seen them in the past. And I must say, for that price point, yeah, I mean, I would prefer the tiny. I think, yeah, it's the weakest out of the bunch that I've shown yet. I think the grocery store. What was the grocery store? I think that was more expensive, right? Yeah, that's a $90 set. But if you compare it to the Cat Hotel, I just can't see why the skate park. I mean, yes, they have these large pieces in there, of course, but it's almost double the price of the Cat Hotel. So I would actually prefer that one. Anyhow, that was Lego Friends, and that was new sets, announcements, and set updates for this week. So let's move on to MOCs of the week. And here we have from Himby85, actually Sir Percival, or known as Sir Percival in other communities like on Instagram and YouTube. And actually on his YouTube channel, he's actually also part of our community over here in Germany. And what he has done is actually on his Sir Percival, on his YouTube channel, is building a gigantic Lego castle. And now he has started actually to bring out all the elements. So here you have, so this is the all buildings bundle. Let's go to this picture. So this is the complete castle. It's made out of 100,000 pieces. It's entirely modular. And he has built this live on YouTube over the over several months now. I think this is like the first version that is now finished. I think he has like more than 200 minifigures in it. It's gigantic. All the insides are fully built out, and again, it's completely modular. An amazing piece of work. And what he has now also done, which I personally think is a bit crazy, but anyhow, he put it all on Rebrickable. So if you're interested to build this gigantic behemoth, like I said, 113,000 parts. It's on 28 base plates, and you can buy the entire bunch for 130 euros, and then I guess spend the next 2 years getting all the pieces together and build this thing. And again, you can do this completely modular. He's also selling not only the entire castle collection, but also just the bricks or the base plate. The base plate actually has 38,000 pieces. The buildings have 75,000, or you could just buy individual pieces, buildings, etc. Absurd amount of work has, I guess, gone into this one. So yeah, if you ever want to build a large castle and you don't trust yourself to design your own, I mean, this is the way to go, if you ask me. And like I said, I mean, it's his YouTube channel is in German. But nevertheless, this might be, maybe you're interested in this kind of thing. So let's move on to the next one that I've picked out. By the way, when we're talking about mock of the week, usually I talk about stuff that has been, let's say, put or upload on Breakable in the last couple of days. And here we have a Haskell and Parker 40-foot stock car from Yellow LXF selling this, which I must say I'm not really the big train enthusiast, like many of you know. But I mean, if I would build trains, this is the kind of thing I would be looking for. It's extremely detailed. It has like 900 parts just for this one stock car. It is an 8-stud stock car, which I personally would also prefer, because for me that's more minifigure scale compared to the traditional 6-stud car. And here we go. It has 909 parts, and Yellow LXF is selling it for $7. Actually, it does make sense to look at his entire lineup, because there's a lot of stuff like here, Union Pacific, a 60-foot car, Western Fruit Express. I mean, there's so many very well done and designed. This is the kind of cars I would be going for. Anyhow, let's move on to the Lego mock of the Sierra Railway number 3 locomotive by Fire Fabric. 948 parts is selling the manual for €11.50. It can be electrified. Obviously, it is from Back to the Future. I think you can see here also these scenes from the movie. I guess at least that's what's supposed to mean. And there was, I think, a picture. Yes, you can see you can electrify it, so you can put a motor in and a battery box into it. So here you go, for all of you steam fans, steam locomotive fans. And then we have a modular building designed out of the 10308, the new winter set. However, so the Holiday Main Street, you need 2 of those. So for those of you who have decided to buy more than one now for the winter season, and then you want to maybe do something else with it, here you go. You can build an entire modular building. And I think even the designer had a picture in here, yeah, how it would look like next to the other modular buildings. The only sad part is that even with 2 of these not cheap sets putting together, it still looks a bit smaller than the other modulars. Nevertheless, I think it is a great extension, right? I think it fits in very well. Very well done, sir. It's done by Mokozone, the Lego Winter Modular building. Here we go. That was Mocks of the Week. As always, I hope you liked the show. For those of you who watch this on YouTube, please leave a like or comment, or even better, subscribe to the channel. For you podcast listeners, please leave a review, comment, or like on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to the show. Thanks for listening. See you next week.